What's up, everybody? This is Mr. 100K a day, and today in Tennis Talk, we're going to be talking about the goofy, the mixed, and the uncoordinated Ben Shelton. Now, we all know that Ben Shelton, his mom and dad, Brian and Lisa Shelton, are former tennis players. His father was a tennis coach at the University of Florida. He stepped down in 2023 to focus on his personal life and probably helping his son become the best he can be. But Ben Shelton has recently made the news. He used to date Anna Hall, who does the heptathlon. Anna Hall is a track and field athlete with a white father, black mom. She was goofy, she's uncoordinated, and now she's dating another NFL player. So recently, Ben Shelton has been in the news because he's now dating Trinity Rodman, Dennis Rodman's mixed daughter, who doesn't even have a good relationship with her father. She talks about it. She talks about having daddy issues and all this other stuff, but Ben Shelton, a lot of people have asked me about him, about, how I think he can do in tennis. The fact that he's tall, he's like 6'4". He has a tennis background as far as coming from, the lineage with his father and his mother. How do I think he can do as a black athlete in tennis? And I feel like he got the genetics. Like I said, he's tall, he's lanky, he's long. He has, in the household, he had somebody who can teach him, but I still feel like he's dumpster juice. He's not black enough. He's mixed. When you mix that, European into your blood, you become, a specimen that is not a modern human. You're a Neanderthal. Your coordination, goes down, the way your body synthesizes calcium, the way it uses vitamin D to process the calcium is different. The way your muscles contract is different. The way you develop osteoporosis, the rates is different. The way you develop hemophilia. All these things go into your genetics and calcium and things with your human anatomy. So with that being said, I think Ben Shelton is overrated. I think he's overrated. I think he's dumpster juice. And I think that's another reason why he got his butt kicked at Wimbledon last week. He was in the quarterfinals going against Jannik Sinner. Jannik Sinner, this guy wasn't really, he's ranked number one seed, of course. Sinner was the number one seed, and Shelton was the number 10 seed. But I still felt like he wasn't just simply outmatched to the point where the guy's just so good that he just couldn't flex with him. And he could have. And of course, Ben Shelton failed. So I think it's telling his genetics just aren't there. He's uncoordinated. He doesn't have the mind frame. He thinks he's black. One day, I don't have the message anymore, but he sent me a message on Instagram telling me that he is black. He wants to be identified as black, even though everything in his life, everything in his personal life, who he dates, mostly mixed girls, black women probably wouldn't want to rock with him because he probably identifies more with the European community. I didn't like the fact he sent me that DM and said what he said, but the bottom line still is that he's a trash tennis player. He's really dumpster juice. I think he only is promoted because they want to see somebody who quote unquote identifies as black be the next Venus or Serena Williams. That's why they do it with Coco Jones and the rest of them. This is what they do, and I think he's been artificially promoted. I don't see him being a long-term champion like Arthur Ashe or a Serena or Venus Williams. Because if you think about it, even with Venus and Serena, these are dark-skinned girls from Compton who were taught by a father who was really, really on them. Ben Shelton being mixed, him even coming from the household of a two tennis players with a black father, I don't think his father's black enough. I just don't. So there's a lot of things there that he's missing. I don't like his backhand. I don't like his speed. I don't like his agility. I don't think that, his mental fortitude is there. And I just don't like his coordination. He seems to be very uncoordinated to me, the way he moves. The same way I always felt like Anna Hall is when she runs, his ex-girlfriend. She flares her arms when she runs. She's completely uncoordinated. She doesn't have a lot of speed. She's long. She doesn't have any glutes. There's a lot of things that go along with if you want to be a top-notch athlete. And Ben Shelton just doesn't have it. Ben Shelton definitely doesn't have it. And I hate the fact that people keep sending me messages about him, asking me to do a review of him or for me to, encourage him or to say positive things about him. I simply can't. So seeing how he crashed and burned in the quarterfinals of this Wimbledon, I think that is just really a testament to everything I'm saying, being accurate. We'll see how he does next month in the U.S. Open. Hopefully he participates in it. I'm pretty sure he'll be participating in it. And we'll just see how he does. He's ranked number 10 in the world right now. He's pretty, I think that's decent in the world rankings, but I still feel like he's overrated. He has little agility, very little agility. Really, what we really need is a lot of black men, a lot of young black athletes learning tennis early to come take over the sport. They come take over the sport. This sport will have a total blackout. Believe me, in 50 years, tennis will definitely change over, especially when black fathers and black coaches get into the socioeconomics of this, and they get into the nitty gritty of this, and understand that you put them better athletes in these particular sports like tennis, and teach them the skills associated with these events and with these sports. Believe me, they will take over. It won't even be a competition anymore, because the agility, the speed, the power, the mental fortitude, and the intellect that black athletes bring to the game is simply unmatched. And we'll see. Eventually, a lot of these white athletes are going to end up having to go back to play ice hockey, or go back, maybe do some synchronized swimming or something that black people don't want to do. Maybe they come to track and field and do the pole vault. That's always an option. That's always an event that black people don't want to do. But we'll see how things turn out. Tell me what you guys think. Is Ben Shelton who he say he is? 'Cause I don't think he is. I think he's overrated. He's like a fake Dan O'Brien, the tennis Dan O'Brien. If y'all remember who that is, go do your research on that. Till next time, this is Mr. 100K a day. I'm out this joint. Peace.